Sorry for the interruption. What I was talking about was eating habits and what throws those things off. I know in my past, I've been guilty of just not paying attention, to what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, whatever sounded good. That's what I did. And now I'm very, very aware of a few very major things. One being my family history, my body type. I'm not a long and lean kind of body type. I have to work very, very hard to stay lean, to, keep pounds from just piling on. And that's just my genetics, Doesn't do any good to get upset or to say it's not fair because so-and-so can eat whatever they want. But so I definitely have to keep my eating in check. But I enjoy healthy food anyway. It doesn't matter. I love vegetables. I love meats. I love fresh fruits, all those things. And, if you want some help with that, there's a lot of different places you can go. One of the sources that I use is the Dolce Diet. If you don't know, shame on you. But anyway, if you go to thedolcediet.com, he's got a lot of great recipes. You can order his books. Has a lot of great information in there. But really, it's just all about eating what he calls earth-grown nutrients. We all know most likely what to eat. Now, obviously, there's some things that make it very difficult to understand what's the best diet. All this marketing and advertising talking about this superfood or this is healthy or gluten-free, whatever. Try not to listen to a lot of those things. You got to do your own research. The good news is there's a lot of information out there, a lot of really good information. And with the internet, you can get it very quickly and kind of formulate what's going to work best for you. I don't know what your financial situation is, if you can get a nutritionist or you can get a personal trainer or whatever it is. That's for each individual person to figure out for themselves. But definitely eating is a big problem for most people. Not being aware of what to eat, what not to eat. And then even within, that spectrum, there's a lot of misinformation of what's healthy and what's not healthy, and what may work for someone else doesn't work for you. I believe I do have a gluten insensitivity, because when I take it out of my diet, I'm way less inflamed, I'm way less bloated, I drop weight very quickly, so I try to stay away from it. Now, does that mean I don't go off and have a slice of cake or some homemade Mexican food every so often? Absolutely not. I'm always gonna make sure I'm enjoying the things that I'm eating, and if that means once every couple weeks that I indulge in something that I really enjoy, that's what I'm going to do. So you got to figure that out for yourself. How often is enough to have a quote-unquote cheat meal or earned meal, whatever you want to call it. But I believe in figuring out what works best for you and sticking to that and finding good, healthy foods that you enjoy. Don't force food down. Don't muscle it and go, I don't like to eat this, but I'm going to make myself eat it. You're not going to adhere to that. So I'm still working on myself. I got to get down, if I get down to somewhere between 160, 170 for my height and my build, that's probably a good, healthy size for myself. 186 this morning. I started at 215 pounds about, 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm just steadily dropping here and there, eating right, working out, doing all the right things and finding that balance within myself. That's the overall key. That's what we're talking about. And you got to figure it out for yourself too. If making excuses about it's not unfair, it's unfair that I have a certain body type, or it's unfair that my friend Bobby can eat, a million donuts and he never gains a pound, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. It's not important. What's important is what you put into your body, what you decide that you're going to eat, and how well you're going to, when I say exercise, you don't have to go out and try out for CrossFit or American Ninja Warrior, nothing crazy like that. Get out and just walk. Walk every so often. Walk 3 or 4 days a week, and you'll start seeing some results. And then with that, you'll push yourself a little bit further. Maybe you go for a jog, or you go for some runs, or you run up some stairs, or then you start doing some weight-assisted exercises. Do some body weight squats, do some push-ups, anything that doesn't require any additional weight. Those things are great for you. Once you can get past those initial things, then you can add on to something else that's a little bit more challenging. But figure that out for yourself. Same thing. Balance. Finding that balance. You don't need to go to a gym and have some crazy expensive membership. right in the middle of your living room floor. If you have a space that's about 6 by 6 of open floor space, or even 4 by 4, you can do a lot of great exercises. Push-ups, squats, lunges, all those things. You don't need to go spend a lot of money on a weight set. There's so many ways that you can do things to get your heart rate up. You know, buy a jump rope for $10 or whatever it is. You can buy some weights fairly inexpensively. You know, go on Let Go or OfferUp, one of those, you know, apps, and find somebody who's getting rid of that stuff. Maybe a medicine ball or a yoga ball or something like that. That's all those things you can do very inexpensive in the middle of an apartment, a 1-bedroom or a studio apartment. Clear out the coffee table if you have one, and you can get it done. So, but finding that balance of eating right, working out, some kind of exercise that gets your heart rate up, and that'll get you to whatever goals that you set for yourself. You know, we talked about that before, setting goals and achieving those goals, and you know, that's kind of a whole nother topic, but you know, really finding the balance, that's the topic for today. So eating, spirituality is a big one. Whatever it is that you practice or that you're into, find time for that. Find time, whatever makes you feel good, whatever you believe in, and put time and effort into that as well. Find, you know, hopefully your partner shares those same things, what you believe, and you can do those things together, and that could be part of finding that balance. But I think that's very, very important for most people, and that could be anything. I'm not trying to preach at anybody or tell anybody how they should live their life or what they should do, but that's something that's very important for myself, for my wife, as well as a bunch of people that I know. So find out where that balance is for you within your life as well. The last thing I really want to touch on, I saved it for last because it's the hardest for me. It's been historically the hardest for me. I'm not afraid, to be honest with all of you, about it, but the balance of your finances. For whatever reason, I've always struggled with this, and I think it's because there's always been things that I've wanted growing up, or things that I've wanted even after I became an adult, and I kind of had the mentality of, well, if I want to go buy it, I'm going to go buy it, and not really always worried about whether or not I could really afford it. And I'm getting better at it. I have my wife who supports me, who's great and really helps keep me in check. But on top of that, I have a lot of great mentors in this area. Despite all the great training and information I've gotten from a lot of great people, including my parents, who've always done, you know, very, very well. But it's been difficult for me. I know it's difficult for a lot of people, and I know it's even a very uncomfortable subject, but finding that balance for your finances, for what you need to spend money on, bills and rent or house payments, cars, you know, all the necessary things that we need. And then all the things that are kind of maybe a little incidental, but they really are kind of needs as well. You know, gas and for your car, food, entertainment is a big one. You know, you can't live your life without having some kind of entertainment. Doesn't mean it has to cost thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. It could be $10, $15 or $50 a month that you put towards entertainment, whatever it is, whatever your budget is, but figure that out. You know, I've had trouble in the past really figuring that out, what the entertainment budget should be, and then even sticking to it. It's crazy. You know, it throws everything else out of whack. It throws your bill money out of whack. It throws everything. Relationships it can throw out of whack if you're not careful, between you and your spouse, your family, your friends, whatever it is. Whew, it's a tough one. It's a real tough one, and I'm working very, very hard at it. I'm getting better every day, for sure. I talk to the people that I trust the most about it, and it's definitely coming around. It's a big, liberating feeling not to be scraping at the end of the month and not knowing, well, man, how are we going to get through? We got some groceries, we got this we got to buy, we got to take care of that. Man, it's not a good feeling, but it's so much better now. And it's a great feeling. That pit in your stomach that eats at you is gone. And that's, man, I can't even tell you how liberating it is to not worry about those things. Just putting together a really, really solid budget, something that you know you can agree to and you know you can stick to, and then having all the, you know, the other funds to do all the other things you want to do, the other things that are part of your balance, like going out to dinner with your family, like hanging out with your friends and doing some happy hour, like taking your kids to a water park or Legoland, whatever it is you're going to do. Man, having that kind of freedom is amazing. So finances are definitely a big one. It's one that I've struggled with the most. I'm sure a lot of you do too as well. And I just want to let you guys know you can do it. I've done it. I'm not crazy over the top smart by any stretch of the imagination. And it's just being honest with yourself about what's going on, putting together a plan, and then sticking to that plan. You just do it. Just like anything else in your life. You know, you don't not take a shower because you don't feel like doing it. Maybe every once in a while, Saturday or Sunday. But, you know, every day, take your shower. You brush your teeth. You eat breakfast or you eat something, you know, throughout the day. There are certain things that are non-negotiable in your life. And if you can make this something that's non-negotiable, I'm going to stick to this plan. I'm not going to go crazy off the whack and spend money on something that I shouldn't be spending it on. I'm not going to just not even address it and whatever happens, happens. No, I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to stick to this plan. And you'll start seeing things get easier. A little bit more stress gets relieved. That weight kind of comes off you and your shoulders go back a little bit. You're smiling a little bit more. You got a little bop in your step walking around. People are looking at you like, hey, what's up with them? Why are they so happy all the time? I want what they got. Boom! Balance. It's balance. That's the most important thing. So I'm working on it for me and the people in my life that I love and care about. Hope you guys are all working on it too. Like I said, send me videos, send me a text, send me a message through Facebook or through Instagram, whatever it is. If you have a question about something or you want to say, wow, Eric, that was cool. I'm struggling with this too. What do you think? You know, I'll give you my opinion. It's not a professional opinion, but I'll give you my opinion. If there's other things you want me to talk about, whether it's kind of an offset of one of these other topics like balance, more than happy to address it, go into more depth. You know, I make notes of all different things that I want to talk about, and sometimes some of the side subjects are a whole nother discussion all in themselves. So balance is the key. It's always a moving target. You know, what your balance was 5 years ago, 10 years ago is going to be very different today. It's kind of